Hi, Mark Reedy here. Just wanted to quickly go over a few of the updates we've made, some recent improvements through 4.6.30.010. This includes some of the ones prior to this release. So I'm just going to go over some of these for you. And so we're going to start off with the My Company Information screen. And in there we've added a couple of new buttons. One of them is to apply the labor rate to the templates. So if you've got work order templates that have an existing labor rate and maybe those labor rates have changed, you can update all the templates to the new default labor rate. And then also on the My Company Information, you can update all the current parts and parts inventory with the default markup settings. And then from there, I'm going to go into a new feature, a new form called Parts Inventory List. It's actually on the drop-down. It says Quick Edit. And that allows you to quickly update any field in the entire parts inventory list, and also do these default markup settings as well. And so let me go ahead and show you those three things real quick. So we're going to go to My Company Information, and you can see here we've added this button here, Update Work Order Templates to this rate. So if you change this rate here to something else, it's going to update it on all the templates. You're going to get a little warning here. And so all the labor that is included on any work order templates you've created will be changed to this new rate here. Even if they've used a custom or an individual personnel rate. So if you have individual personnel rates you need to change, you can go to Personnel and update those from there, I believe. So click on OK there, and that will update the new rate to the templates. Now you can also from here bulk update all existing parts with the default markup. Alright, so if you want to have a fixed increase of say $10 per part over the cost, so the selling price would be $10 more, you would click on the fixed and then you would choose 10 and then click on bulk update, and you're going to see the message there. Click yes, and you can see that it's been updated to that fixed amount. If it was a percentage, say 10% over the cost, the selling price would be 10% more. You would change that to this tick box here, and then click the bulk update button again. Okay, and so that is that for the My Company Information screen. Now we're going to go over to Forms and Parts Inventory List Quick Edit. So I'm going to open that up, and you can see you have your entire parts inventory list here. You can sort by any of these fields by clicking on the button at the top of the column. And if you want to search for a specific part, in the part number field here, you can start typing here. So you can see we have one called brake cleaner down here. I'm just going to type in the word cleaner. And you can see it brings up the brake cleaner, or the brake clean, the steam clean, and the tip cleaner. And then, let me just, to clear this out, you can either backspace out of it or you can click this little X right here. And then if you want to also, say for example, let's go back to cleaner. So say we also want to look at a specific we can also filter this by any of the other fields listed in here. So it doesn't matter which field it is, except for it's not going to search dollar amounts or quantity amount fields. It's only going to search text fields. So if I type in here, say we want to just narrow this down to the tip cleaner, type in the word tip, and now we're just seeing that one only. All right, so go ahead and X out of that. Also, if you just want to search for a specific item, like see over here we have accessory on the type. Let's try that. Okay, so you see the accessory comes up over here on the type, and also you can see it in the parts description as well. All right, so I just have to start typing there to bring up those individual items. And we can also filter the list by bin locations. So you can choose a specific bin location to see only the parts at that location. And that would be useful if you've got if you're handling multiple shops or whatever, you can choose to sort that by bin location. And then you can choose to show a particular status, so whether it's active or inactive. Let's go back here and choose all locations. So basically that's how you can filter down that list. And then if you need to quickly go in and change things to inactive, you can just check on the check boxes over here. You can update dollar amounts or quantity amounts, whatever you need to do here. Also, down here on the far bottom left, you can see we have a part number field is locked. So you can't just go in and start typing on that. But if you do need to change a part number field, you can go ahead and click on that button, it'll unlock it. And now the part number field is unlocked and you can start typing into that field. Just be careful with that. You don't want to change the part number of an existing part that may be linked to existing work orders, because it's going to change that part number on all those existing work orders as well. All right, but if that's your intention, it's there so you can do that. Back up here to the top, we also have the similar item that we had on the company information for bulk update. So you can see we've got better descriptions here on what each of these items does. So if I come back over here to percentage and I want to change this to a 20% increase, you can see right now it's fixed increase of $10. So you can see the $14.99 to $24.99. Now if I just want to do a 20% increase instead, update all parts, it gives me a little message telling me what it's about to do. I say yes, tells me what happened, click OK, and now we can see that there's a 20% markup from the cost to the selling price. All right, so that's how you can use that. And then also, if you want to add a part and you don't want to scroll down, you can either, one thing you can do is you can use the scroll here to scroll through all your parts, or on the far right. You can also use the navigation buttons down here to navigate to each item, or go to the end of the list. Or if you want to add a new item, you can click on, so here at the beginning of the list, you can click either add part. That brings you to the bottom of the list and gives you an empty field so you can add a part. And if I come back over here to the beginning, I could also click on this little arrow with the star, and that really does the same thing, add part. Okay? And you can also export the entire parts inventory list to Excel. And just by clicking that button there, it lets you know what it's going to be called, and it saves it to your desktop. All right, so it gives you a date and a timestamp in the file name. I click OK, and that should be over in the desktop now. And you can see it right here. That's the parts inventory list. Open that up, and you can see it's all listed in there. Close that out. Come back over to TATEMS, and so basically that's it for the new parts inventory list. We have a close button at the bottom, a close button at the top on the left here. And so you just want to use one of those, exit out of that. Okay, so next, and this item here, probably not gonna matter to you too much, but what happens is when you exit TATEMS, it'll automatically clean up all the temporary tables now and compact the database on the front end. Not your back end database, but the front end database that has all the forms and stuff, just to keep it clean, tidied up and smaller. And we added the Export to Excel button back into all the Reminders Pop-ups reports and almost all the other reports. So if we come up here to Forms, Reminders Pop-up, and we click on Print, you can see here we have this green X at the top. So any reports that are basically look like a spreadsheet, you know, there's not a lot of grouping involved, not a lot of other blocks of information that wouldn't make sense really in an Excel spreadsheet. Those are usually going to have the Export to Excel button. So if you click that, it's just going to export it and open it up right in Excel for you real quickly. All right, so we'll close that. And that's on all the reminders and many of the reports now. We added a drop down to the 9-day inspection screen that gives you 3 options for printing out. So you can have the default or the number of days, or it can say annual inspection at the top. So if I click on this, and I'm going to click on, say, number of days, I need to click on print here. I'm not going to not going to delete. We added a delete button too as well. So click on the print this flatbed record inspection, and you can see that it says 90-day flatbed record inspection. Close that, and we change this to annual. And now it's going to say annual flatbed record inspection. We added the equipment number to the fuel log criteria bar at the top of the fuel log tab. And so we'll look at that real quick. And so you can see up here, this actually gives you more criteria. It actually shows you the criteria that you're currently looking at. All right, so if you change something down here, say 21, click update criteria, it's going to change that right there. Also tells you the equipment number you're currently viewing inside of here as well. So we added a new batch work order reprint item to the reports menu. So if you go to reports and you go to all equipment reports, we now have this batch reprint work orders selection. And so from here, you can choose a date range. You can choose to print only completed work orders, only pending work orders, or all work orders by requested date. So if we choose the completed work orders, you're going to put the completion date from and to. You can choose a specific piece of equipment to reprint every work order for that piece of equipment. You can filter it by customer. So if you want to choose, who the customer is, to print only the work orders for that particular customer, you can do that. And you can also choose to have the word invoice printed at the top instead of completed work order printed at the top. And then you're just going to print to the default printer. So there is no pre-selecting or doing a print preview and selecting the printer. You have to select the printer, choose your default printer in Windows before you click this in order to send it to the printer you want it to go to. Alrighty, I'm going to close that. And let's see here, on the reports, repairs completed tab, we've added a row size toggle, and we added a entry order sort button. So on the repairs completed, you can see here we have the large rows and the small, it goes to small rows, right? So these rows can be shrunk or grown, and so you can see all the text if you've used up most of the text inside of the description. Also, the sort by entry order number, it's going to default to that so that when you're typing in new information in the repairs completed, it's not going to jump around. It'll always go to the next item underneath it if you keep it in the sort by entry order. But if you're sorting by date, and you're putting in like an old date, it may jump around. So you want to keep it in this defaulted when you're doing order entry as well. All right, so sort by entry order. And click on that. So that's how that works. And then, so we added a character counter also to the repairs completed tab. So you can see down here in the bottom left, we have this character counter. And so you can see it handles up to 200 characters. And so if I start typing here, it tells you how many characters you've used up so far. And we also have various other fixes that we've made. I'm not going to go over all those here, but you can go to tatems.com/fixes to see all the list of all the fixes and updates that we've done all written down. All right, hopefully that helps, and thanks a lot for watching. Have a good one. Take care.